Welcome to Salt Pig. We are two cookbook writers chatting about the ups and downs of actual home kitchen life. Lucas, what are we talking about this week?
Today we are talking about lentils and a love-hate relationship I have with them, but turns out it's mostly love. We salads and soups, the sort of pitfalls and the secrets to making them taste really good.
Yeah, I truly feel inspired to go cook some lentils.
Me too.
Yeah, I'm going to buy some kind of nice lentils, I think.
Yeah.
You can find new and old episodes wherever you listen to podcasts, and check us out on Substack at saltpig.substack.com, where you can sign up for our newsletter, which these days is coming out weekly.
Yes. And also, if you are enjoying this podcast, and if you don't mind doing us a quick favor, we would really appreciate if you could rate us in Apple Podcasts or Spotify or wherever you're listening to them. That really does help bring a little bit more visibility to what we're doing here.
Oh, yeah. And if you happen to have like a friend who might enjoy it, we're in the stage where we're trying to spread the word. So we really appreciate it. All right, let's get started. I can't remember if it was in the last episode or the episode before it, but I was talking about my bread box. It might have just been
food storage. That was the last one.
Yeah. And like extolling all its virtues, and I love it so much. When you
found on the street.
Yeah, exactly. I found it on the street. It's great. Still love it. But I did go in practically I feel like I jinxed myself, and I've been jinxing myself a lot lately, somehow. But it was like right after we had that conversation, and then I went to the bread box where I had I've been making double batches of sourdough because it's sort of easier and we go through it really fast. And I had the second loaf in there, which I am sort of maybe pushing the timeline a little bit. It was probably at least 5 days old. So maybe that's just too old for a sourdough.
Oh, yeah, okay. Sorry, not to... Do you not freeze your bread?
Well, now I think I'm going to.
You don't have room in your freezer either.
I don't have room in my freezer, though space. I maybe should just make room, because I was like, well, here's what happened. So I opened this. The kids and I were like, time for some toast, like some after-school toast. And I went into the bread box, and it was the entire loaf of bread was just covered in mold. Like fuzzy green mold.
Oh,
and
gross.
It was such a downer, because it's like homemade bread. And it's like, how much time you
worked
spent
so
on
much.
it.
Yeah, exactly.
And the kids were like, what? And Henry was like, can you cut it off? And I was like, it's too much. It's gone too
You're like,
deep.
honey, usually yes, but
yeah, I'm like, normally maybe a little bit. Yeah. I was like, so it was literally practically an entire loaf of bread that I just put into the compost, and we were all just walking past the compost, the little one on my counter, just sighing about it. We had no other bread in the house. It was such a downer.
Oh, that's such a bummer.
I know.
God, nothing gives you an appreciation for that type of food as when it's homemade. I don't know, I try not to waste any bread or anything if I buy it at a bakery or buy it at the store, but when you make it yourself and then it goes to waste, it's just
devastating.
It's so devastating.
I know. So now I think, I'm still going to use my bread box, still love the bread box, but maybe it's just for one loaf, and maybe the other loaf I slice and put in the freezer or something.
Yeah. I wonder too, I've always found that an airtight, I don't know if your bread box is airtight, but...
I didn't really think it was, because it's a little wonky, but...
And it's a bread box too, so...
It was also during that heat wave last week where it was 85 degrees and super humid, so that probably didn't help.
Probably, yeah.
But because when you said you keep your bread on the counter, I was like, I thought that was fascinating. How fast do you guys go through a loaf of bread?
Usually 2-3 days.
Okay.
And if it's a big loaf, I put half of it in the freezer.
Yeah.
And I slice it up, put it in a zip top bag and throw it in the freezer, and then just straight from the freezer into the toaster. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I've got to do. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's sad.
I know. Especially because I have to say, ever since our sourdough episode, not to keep referencing ourselves here, but since the sourdough episode with all of the tweaks that we talked about, my sourdough is so rockin'.
Oh, that's great.
I know.
It's also, this is the best. I mean, it doesn't really make sense because you think of like cold weather for being when you want to be baking bread, but the heat makes that sourdough starter just come to life, and like the bread rises so much better and faster.
I know.
It's really a great time to be baking.
Oh my gosh, it's great. And I've somehow like, it's sort of for worse in a way, I've usurped the discard. I now just keep like the tiniest little bit in my fridge. Then I build the whole starter I need with a little extra, bake with that, and then just put the jar right back in the fridge. So I actually just somehow don't have any discard anymore.
Oh,
it's kind of weird. Like I'm never like feeding it more than once.
Yeah.
Because it's so strong right now. Maybe in the winter I'll have to do that, but I don't have to like really revive it.
Oh, that's great.
Like,
so you're not pouring off like a cup of it in order to, yeah, exactly.
Right.
Great.
Yeah. So,
and you probably, sounds like you're living in a thriving bakery, right? You know, like you're just turning them in and out.
I mean, it's still very involved, but yeah, but it is so satisfying. Like I think it was really the shaping that I really needed to rein in, and it seems like it makes a big difference. So,
oh, good. And then also the when to incorporate the sourdough when it's ripe and ready to be baked.
That I think was huge.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the switching maybe to all bread flour, I think also gave it a little,
the gluten really helps, like
handle.
the higher protein flour. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway.
Good. I'm so happy for you.
Yeah. But it was a sad moment.
Today we're talking about lentils, which like food storage, I know is going to be a topic that we have a lot more to say than we even realize.
It's a hot topic.
But it just so happened that this morning do you listen to that podcast, Table Manners? It's with...
Oh, is it English?
Jessie Ware, who is a pop singer that, I don't know, she's particularly popular among gay men, and especially the like geriatric millennial sect such as myself. She's like, she started out with this album of sort of like soothing ballady songs, and now she's gone like kind of disco and dance songs.
Oh, fun.
And she's been doing this podcast for years with her mom, and they cook lunch for a guest and then have a conversation, and it's always so good and fun. And they're like funny and smart and really savvy cooks. And then it's like they're very gifted at guiding a conversation with somebody. So
I love the multi-generational aspect of that too.
That mom-daughter dynamic is just amazing. But in this I think it's the most recent episode, or which it was in my queue, Kristen Scott Thomas was the guest, and she was talking about the lentil salad that she just made. And Jessie was kind of probing to get more information about it. So she asked what kind of lentils. She's like, brown, black, green lentils. And then Kristen Scott Thomas said, pui. And I was like, oh my God, I have been mispronouncing these lentils for my entire life. I thought it was lentils du pie.
Oh.
How embarrassing is nobody's ever corrected me. And then
I guess how often does that come up also?
It never does. In fact, I always have to Google even how to properly spell it. It's just something that won't stick in my brain. But I was walking home from the gym and I was like, I mean, how fun that Kristen Scott Thomas is the one to teach me this lesson. And now we know.
Thank you, Kristen. Yeah.
But she was talking about this lentil salad, and I just love she grew up in Paris. And I love how, first off, it doesn't sound like she's all that into food, but then she sort of breaks down how she creates her vinaigrette, and it's very, very detailed. And then, like this lentil salad, the pui. It was like just a little bit of finely chopped celery, just this much. And I'm just like imagining like 2 inches of like chopped celery stalk in this lentil salad. And anyway, it's just like so fun to hear people talk about food.
Oh my God, it's so fun. I mean, this is basically why I have the job that I have, because I'm like, I want to talk to anybody and everybody. Like, if you're a celebrity, if you're Joe Schmo, whoever, I want to be like, how much celery do you put in your lentil salad? Like, let's get into it, you know? So it's so fun to be like, this is this little facts that I know about you.
I'm just like, the way I cook too, I'm like, maybe this is something in my American nature. I'm like, if you're going to put celery in your lentil salad, at least a whole stalk. I mean, just like, and big chunks,
Right. But this does segue very well into the fact that when we were first talking about this episode, we were like, oh, should we do another bean episode or something? And then we were like, oh, maybe lentils specifically. And then you dropped the bomb that like echoed throughout the world. I was like shaken to my core where you were like, well, like in this very nice sort of, kind of quiet way, you were like, I don't really love lentils that much. And I was like, you don't love lentils that much? I was like shocked.
Is it just that I seem so much like a lentil person, or is it that my line of work, or is it because lentils are considered like beloved?
Everything. I guess it's not that lentils are necessarily beloved, but I was like, you of all people, in terms of like, you have this vegan and vegetarian like world that you've created that like includes maybe there's an omission of lentils in your like
there is not.
body of
I
work.
continue to cook with them.
Yeah, you talk about lentils all the time, but I was like I was shaken, and so I want to hear all the all the sort of hot goss about it, because I was just like I is it all lentils? Is it just some lentils? How deep is this dislike, or is it?
Well, I guess so I did not grow up eating lentils. That's like something that came in adulthood for sure.
Yeah.
And it's not that, I guess it's not like I hate lentils, and I'll definitely like eat them if they're there, and I do cook with them, but primarily from a place of like, these are really good for me.
Yeah.
And so that's why and they're like cheap and a good protein in that way. I feel like part of the problem is just like, it's so rare that I cook them exactly as I want them. Like they're either undercooked, which is death for my digestive system, or overcooked and mushy and not that good.
Yeah.
I mean, there's definitely exceptions, and there's a bunch of recipes that I have made that I do like, but they just, I don't know. I feel like they're a lot harder to cook than people give them credit for. I think
that's true. I mean, when I was thinking about recipes and dishes that I make for this, I was like, it does seem like a lot of lentil recipes are kind of cook them until they're mush, and then do something with them. And I think that's because it's easy to cook them until they're mush. It's kind of harder to cook them where they have some sort of texture. And part of it's also the type of lentil, like the lentil depuis, I guess, is the one. Those are the like black caviar. They're also called like the.
Well, I think there's like the black. Beluga is what I've always said in my mind, but I have no confidence right now. I think they're a different one. There's like the black caviar beluga lentils, and then the depuis, which are the green, or they're dark green, and they're like smaller in shape and like rounder.
And they hold their shape more. They're like the black ones.
Yes,
in that they hold their shape more, but they're green. Okay.
I guess it's like also you go out to a restaurant where there are lentils, and when they're perfectly cooked and perfectly seasoned and have more than just that sort of earthy virtuousness about them. There's like, then I feel like, oh, I do want to eat this all the time. This is delicious. But I've never really cracked like, what's the secret to those? Did you ever make the ones, there was a recipe that went around years ago for at Bouvette in New York City from their cookbook, like with kale, I think.
No.
It seemed like the secret for those was like tons of olive oil and then plenty of salt. Yeah.
And let's be honest, I mean, that is the secret to all bean cookery. And I guess pulses and other, are these pulses, I think?
Lentils are, as far as I understand, they're pulses.
Yeah. But lots of oil and salt, I guess, can't hurt. I mean, lentils I would not say are my favorite food, certainly. The sort of most common, like just the good old brown lentil, I feel like it is really earthy. Doesn't seem to have a ton of texture. Its flavor's a little muddy. It's not.
And there's a dryness in it too that like it's not an appealing mouthfeel.
Yeah, it's sort of cakey inside. Yeah, no, it's true. I do think most of the ways in which I like lentils they're like suspended in some sort of liquid. I mean, lentil soup, obviously, like that's probably the most common thing that I do with lentils, is just like, especially with like red lentils or something like that, like delicious, and the texture is appealing, and the color's pretty. So that all
I kind
works.
of think of the split lentils, like split peas and the red lentils is a different category.
They are
like,
kind of different, I guess.
because the way they cook too is basically a pureed. They don't hold on to any of their structural integrity.
It's true. It's true. And in a way, yeah, I kind of like them for that in like,
me too.
Obviously like a soup context. It's great.
Yeah.
But yeah, other things I was thinking about, like, or a soup that I do like to make, but it's the lentils, not really the star, is have you ever made this Persian soup called, I'm going to really butcher it, ash rashta?
No, I'm not familiar with this. I
wrote it down. Ash resta. I'm sure, please correct me if anyone knows how to properly spell that. But it's a Persian soup that's like a bunch of different mixed beans, often including lentils, with like spinach and herbs and these little noodles in it. And then you eat it with all these different toppings.
Okay.
There used to be this place. I wonder if you ever went to it. It was like maybe in like the 90s or the early 2000s. There was this pizza place in Chelsea. And in the back of the pizza place, there was, or I guess inside the pizza place, like definitely part of the pizza place, was this Persian guy who was selling these Persian foods. It was like right near Union Square.
Oh, no.
I think he used to maybe sell stuff at like the Union Square Farmers Market. But then he found this space in this pizza place where he would just have this little sort of pop-up thing.
Oh, that's so cool.
It was so cool. And it was like, it was long enough ago that you're like, Persian food, like this isn't something that you're just getting around New York City necessarily all the time. And so it was like probably one of my first experiences with Persian food. And I used to work near there, like in my 20s. So once in a while, as a special treat, I'd go into the pizza place and get like a little cup of this soup. And it was so fun because it's like this very, lentil and beans and noodles and sort of a really interesting veggie, forward soup. But then you put these like fried onions on it, you put dried mint on it, and you put this dairy thing, which I think in retrospect is like some sort of whey product, but I think you could use like yogurt or whatever. But it was like each bite you could definitely make a little tiny special bite with all these little, different bits in it. And it was amazing and I loved it.
And what's the sort of dominant flavor profile of it?
I'd say it's like herby and earthy and spinachy. It's like, is
there an acid component besides
there must have been. I mean, this yogurt or this whey thing, it has kind of a sour vibe a little bit. I think because of maybe I don't know. It's like a pretty straightforward bean soup concept, but part of it was so fun to have all this little bits on top of it. So I've tried to make that, but it wasn't as good as this.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds delicious. I'm going to look that up.
Yeah. No, it was really good.
Do you ever make one lentil dish that I do actually really love is mujadara?
Oh, yes. That
With
was on my list too.
The rice and lentils and the fried onions.
Yes.
And oh my God, that's real comfort food.
It is real comfort food. And I love the fried onions as that seems like anything with like really deep, dark fried onions on top is like truly comforting to me.
What kind of a recipe do you follow when you make that?
It's been a while since I've made it, so I don't think I have any details. What do you do?
I made one. The most recent, I think, was from this excellent cookbook called Hot Date. And it was a mujadara. I made a ton.
It always makes a ton.
I was like eating that for days. And it had dates in it, in addition to like all the onions and stuff.
Yum.
And it was really good. But I feel like prior to that, I'd just done it pretty simply. Like one of the things I feel like that a number of recipes try to accomplish with that dish is turning it into a one pot affair.
Yeah.
Which can be done, but it's kind of better if you cook the lentils and the rice separately.
Oh, really?
Do you find that?
I remember making it together, but I think it sounds so like me that I'm pretty sure that I just forced it to be a one pot thing, even if it wasn't at its prime as a one pot thing.
Okay.
I'm just like, good enough. But yeah. I mean, it does. And there's something so appealing about them kind of swimming together in some liquid and then coming. Yeah. I mean, it's impossible to get. What kind of lentils do you use? Because it's pretty hard to like, if you're using like basmati rice, I mean, that's cooks pretty quickly. So
yeah, but I've done that. Yeah, well, that's the thing. I think there's like an ottolenghi recipe for this that I had made many years ago that was really good. And I don't think it was a one pot thing. Yeah. But I've always used the like brown lentils, not the depuis, but like the flatter ones. Yeah. That kind of break down a little bit, you know, or get rather than like the nuttiness, they integrate in. I'm not describing this very well.
No, they do. I mean, well, that's why I find it interesting, the idea of cooking them separately, because part of me feels like the part of the dish that makes it kind of interesting is that they do, like, the lentils sort of give off this sort of murky muddiness, the sort of sediment that then gets kind of incorporated into the rice that actually in that case seems sort of appealing.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you're right. It's like it's just a timing issue on the recipe.
Yeah, it's a timing issue.
Part of what makes that so good is the onions are, I don't take them like full caramelize, and I crank up the heat a little bit more. So they still actually have a little bit of like crunch in them. Yes. But then they've got a bunch of like searing on them, and they're so good that way. I mean, and then the spices. Yes. I wish I should have tried to make this. Maybe I'm going to have this for dinner tonight. This is going to be good. But,
sounds delicious.
Like cinnamon and cumin.
Yeah.
And
warm spices.
All the warm spices. And then I always would put a bunch of yogurt on top of it.
It has to have yogurt. Yeah. Yeah. No, that sounds delicious. It's funny, like onions like that. I feel like no one talks about fried onions. Like, people are always talking about caramelized onions, which I have nothing against caramelized onions. They're yummy. But there's something really appealing to me about fried onions where they're not sweet and jammy. Mm-hmm. They're more, like sharp and savory, you know? And like
forkable.
Yeah. And the idea that they're like, some may be almost kind of burnt, and they still have a little texture to them. I mean, that is delicious. I have this weird food memory of my sister once. I don't know why this would have happened, but my sister's, 7 years older than I am. So I remember her once making me, maybe she was like babysitting and I got hungry or something. So she was like, I'll make you a fried onion sandwich. And it was literally like some fried onions. So that, oily, deep, dark brown, but not soft sort of texture.
So have some body as a sandwich filling.
Yeah. And then this happens weirdly also to just be like in a buttered pita, but it was delicious. It was like, 40 years later, I'm still like, that was a great sandwich, Liz.
Oh my God. Was there anything else in there besides
No. It was just, and I don't know where she came up with that idea. But I was like, yeah, I do want a fried onion sandwich, it turns out.
Wow. Well, like in Mujadara, part of the appeal is that it gives body to the dish. Rather, caramelized onions kind of melt into it, but like fried onions. And what we're talking about is different from like a crispy fried onion or a frizzled onion. Yeah. It's still like wet.
Yes. And kind of greasy. Sort of part of the
greasy
appeal.
And yummy.
Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, that's definitely a lentil dish I get behind. This morning in a panic, I was like, do I have enough to say about lentils? So I was rummaging through my sort of the bean zone in my pantry, and I found some brown lentils, and I was like, what can I do with these quick to like taste something, to have something to talk about? And then, so I made this sort of, I've been reading about how people make like lentil bolognese. And I'd promised the kids this morning that I'd make them pasta, and we couldn't decide. It was like, I don't know why I asked the kids for their opinions on this stuff. I'm like, what are your top 2 pastas that you want to have for dinner? And then it's like, of course, I'm like, none of these are really convenient for me to make, so I'm just going to be disappointing you guys. They're like lemon pasta and tomato sauce, and I'm like, nope, we're not going to do that.
Here's what I want to make.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks for all the input, not using any of it. But I was like, I could make a lentil bolognese, not anything close to what they asked for. But I was like, that would be sort of fun to try. So I did make one, and it's not like fully finished, but I took a bite of it right before we started recording, and it's pretty good.
Okay.
So we'll see how it goes.
What's in it? Is it like tomato sauce then and cooked down veggies?
Yeah, I like cooked down onion, celery. I had a pepper kicking around, some garlic, added the lentils, added some, and I was trying to really actually I was like, if I'm going to make this good and if everyone's going to get into it, I have to do sort of the extra steps. So I added some wine and I added some bay leaves and I added some fennel seeds and what else? Yeah, tomatoes, and cooked it down. So I'm hoping it's going to be good. When I tasted it, while it was still cooking, it had sort of a chili vibe, which is not what I was really going for. But I'm hoping that's going to, with a little grated cheese and some pasta, that's going to dissipate a little.
Yeah, maybe a little bit more olive oil or something.
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah, maybe that would give it sort of more sauce vibes.
And then so you're going to spoon that over some cooked pasta.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That reminds me of a dish I made a couple of years ago, because lentils and pasta doesn't intuitively make sense to me, but
it doesn't.
I know there's
really
a ton of tradition behind that. But this dish I came across in a book that Rancho Gordo actually reissued called Fagioli.
Oh, yeah.
He uses the phrase bean cuisine, the bean cuisine of Italy. And it's actually a book that he reissued that had gone out of print and then
cool.
Issued it through the Rancho Gordo company. Mm-hmm. But it's pasta con lenticchie. It's just pasta and lentils. And I had made that. It's very, very simple. You just cook your lentils, season them super well. Lentils always, if there's not enough salt in there, they're really not going to be enjoyable to eat.
They really will just taste like mud.
Yeah, and so I think the lentils are cooked with some bay leaf and a little garlic, and you cook them in plenty of water so that it's not because sometimes there's methods for cooking lentils where it's almost like cooking rice, where there's not really liquid left over in the pan. I don't know that I have a strong view about that, but in this instance, there's water left in the pan and you reserve some of it. So you cook the lentils, you season them really well. There's some olive oil, some bay leaf, some garlic, some chili flakes, I think. And then separately, I think traditionally this dish was a way to use up the scraps of homemade tagliatelle. Mm-hmm. So it's little broken up pieces of pasta.
Oh, cool.
So then you cook the pasta and then you put in the lentils and some of the reserved broth and combine the two on the stovetop, and it's quite good. It's similar to mujadar. It has strong comfort food vibes.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds great.
And it sounds so austere, but it's actually quite rich and comforting.
Oh yeah. The Italians, they really got a handle on that stuff. It's if you add enough olive oil, and if you're really if you season it really well, it's how can that be bad? It's
all about the attention.
Yeah.
It's making sure that things are properly seasoned.
I know.
Trying not to rush the process. Yeah, I think because otherwise it's just pasta and lentils, and somehow it tastes incredible.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to try that. That sounds great.
I think Rancho Gordo, he had these special lentils from Puglia.
Oh.
And they were a similar shape, the roundness of the Dupuy lentils and the beluga lentils, but a sort of chestnutty brown color.
Sounds great. A special lentil has got to be really special. That sounds awesome,
Yeah.
Because again, I just had these random, it's nothing against just a supermarket brown lentil, but I feel the texture isn't there, that sort of, that muddiness, I don't know. So having a really special one, especially if you're going to use put it in a salad or something like that, you really do want to get that texture right. Mm-hmm. Maybe cooking them like pasta, in an excess of water, is one way to do that.
I definitely think that's an easier way to control for the texture. I did start cooking lentils with a big old scoop of better than bouillon paste to season them. Do you ever do that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
In the
water
beans.
with the lentils. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, just so they're basically cooking in broth.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That sounds great. I haven't done that.
It's good.
Yeah. How bad can that be?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And if it kind of helped to give that depth of flavor that sometimes, I mean, maybe is my issue with lentils.
Yeah. Okay.
It always comes down to the seasoning with beans, I think.
Right. But that's a really good tip because they are, I mean, obviously they're absorbing a ton of that. So if they're absorbing something a little tastier than just water or salted water.
Yeah, exactly.
That will help. Okay. I'm going to try that sometime.
Do you do many like lentil salads or enjoy lentils in cold formats?
I have enjoyed a lentil salad here and there. In fact, that feels a little bit more exciting to me. I think because, again, I'm maybe paying more attention to how, like, to getting the cook right than when I'm just like tossing them in soup or tossing them in some brothy thing where they can
break down.
Yeah, eventually. Yeah, exactly, where they get broken down. I think it's Deb Perlman on Smitten Kitchen has a recipe that I've at least sort of riffed on where it's like, I guess it's sort of like a cowboy caviar kind of take where it's like lentils with, I think she even uses like a jar of salsa or something, but then she adds like tomatoes and chopped onions and all raw tomatoes, onions. I should look up the recipe itself, but I think I added like cukes and that kind of stuff. But it was almost like you could eat it with like tortilla chips, and I was like, that sounds pretty appealing to me, like a spoonable or chippable salad that has a little protein in it. Sounds fun.
Yeah, totally. Do you find, so going back to where we began this conversation, do you find that they're hard to cook like perfectly?
I mean, this gets to sort of the crux of me is I'm like, have I ever cooked them perfectly? Probably not. You know, I'm sort of like, can I eat them? Yeah. So I don't know. They do take a while to cook for being such a teeny tiny bean or pulse. They do like take longer to cook. Like when I went down to check this tomato sauce, I was like very much expected them to be cooked through. And I was like, oh no, they're not cooked through yet.
And what kind of lentils are they in the tomato sauce?
Those were just brown.
Just brown ones, the flatter ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But even when they like, you know, they've like sucked up all the liquid and they've gotten bigger and yeah, they're still there's just a little bit of bite in them that's a little too much. So.
Yeah, I don't know what my problem is. It's just to get them to cook evenly, you know, like sometimes some of them start to fall apart and then other ones aren't all the way cooked through. Yeah. And just like an undercooked bean is something I'm actually like afraid of. I really like don't want to ever have to eat that. And so I'm probably paranoid about this when I'm cooking lentils. Yeah, so I don't know. I do think that like the pasta style of cooking is a lot more even and more fail-safe than the steaming method.
I think if you actually are just focusing, just saying, I'm just going to cook the beans, as opposed to I'm like putting it in a sauce where I'm like, is everything else ready? Hopefully they'll get ready at the same time. Like it might be better to concentrate. The one thing I think that's so nice about lentils, I guess, is that it can go in like all these different cuisine directions. Actually, we haven't talked about Indian lentils, which I do not cook my lentils in an Indian way. Usually I do with like, I guess if we're taking like split peas out, I don't cook just like regular brown lentils in an Indian way. I don't know if you do.
I cook with red lentils somewhat frequently just because I sort of like those. And
I do too. Or like the yellow split peas and stuff. But I guess that's sort of out of scope here.
Yeah. A little bit different from. Yeah. But what are like the classic? I was just trying to diagnose my relationship with lentils, and I was like, you see like at Frenchy type restaurants, it'll be like lentils with sausage on top, or
with like a crispy salmon.
Yeah, or a fillet. Big exactly. And then I was thinking of this pasta dish, the Italian pasta dish, or like that French salad that Kristen Scott Thomas described with the celery and the puy. That I think that like the common denominator here is like a heavy-handedness with the richness.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's true. I mean, one thing I love about those French lentil salads is how sharp the like vinaigrette or sort of sauce that you can make with it, where you're like cooking, you know, some puy lentils or those black caviar lentils or something like that. And then, I love having that like strong mustard flavor in there. Yes. And cooked with like a, you know, kind of strident tasting sausage or something like that, they can really take like a heavy hand with like spices or other condiments and stuff, which I kind of appreciate.
Yeah, and there's something really satisfying about, I don't know if you make your lentil salads this way, but putting the dressing on while they're still warm.
Yes.
So that they,
so good.
It's just, I mean, maybe if there is alchemy to it, but it feels like the thinking is that it really soaks up all those flavors in the dressing.
Yeah.
And they're so delicious when they're warm and dressed like that.
They are. That's making me think I should make some like that soon. Because, they are really, they're convenient. They're cheap.
And very, very good for you. They're
like fiber-wise?
An incredible source of protein for plant protein. And then
really?
Also,
like more so than other beans?
Yeah. It's like super concentrated.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah. I think this is why they're like a staple food around the world.
Well, I was thinking, I saw some recipe recently. Oh, it was on Catherine Newman's Substack. Again, she keeps putting recipes on there. But it was making falafel, I think, with maybe red split. Are they split peas? No.
It's like red lentils.
Red lentils, yeah. I think it was with those. And she was saying, because I do find those recipes really cool where you're soaking like a split lentil for like 24 hours and it gets soft enough that then you don't actually have to cook it in a liquid. You can, pan fry it or deep fry it or whatever.
Yeah.
But she made some kind of falafel with them that did look really cool. And I was like, that's kind of a fun thing to think about.
Isn't that the traditional method with falafel when you use chickpeas too? You soak them and blend them without cooking the beans.
Yes.
That's kind of fun to use red lentils.
Oh, yeah. I remember one of my first cookbook editing jobs ever. I was working on Leanna Krisoff's book, and she's so good. It was whole grains for a new generation, and she had a falafel recipe in that. And I was editing the manuscript, and I remember writing like a note being like, oh, like, are these chickpeas, like, you haven't cooked the chickpeas, like thinking I was really clever to be like,
got something really important here.
Yeah, totally. I'm really pulling my weight here. And she was like, yeah, you don't have to cook those to make falafel. And I was like, oh, shoot. I was like, I've got a long way to go.
Now we know.
Yeah, now I know.
Are you going to have the bolognese? Is it bolognese or bolognese? Just when I mispronounce things, I would love to just be corrected in the moment. When Kristen Scott Thomas was teaching me how to pronounce Dupuis lentils, when I waited tables at this restaurant on the Upper East Side when I was in my 20s, it was like a French restaurant, and we had a salad niçoise on the menu. There was two women I was waiting on, and there was obviously a power dynamic where like one person was doing the other person a favor, and the other person was trying to impress the other person.
Stressful.
And I think I mentioned the special of the salad niçoise. And she was like, oh, he doesn't even know how to pronounce this salad. And it was like so rude that she really did it to my face. But then the overall effect of this was that now every time I say that salad, I'm paranoid that I'm mispronouncing it. So it's like, you're not even going to be able to like teach me how to now I'm just like aware that this is a minefield and like I don't know what to do about it.
Exactly. Oh, how awful.
That's okay. I should have known, but it was a French restaurant. But
and it seems like that was quite a good pronunciation. I don't know.
It's how niçoise, right?
I guess it's
there's
niçoise.
Like a little There's the C with the thingy underneath.
Yeah. I guess, but niçoise still seems pretty close. Seems certainly not correctable. It's not like you're saying like Nikos or something. Like you didn't have
I guess so, yeah. And like in
French
the end,
flair.
They knew what I meant. Yeah. So that's probably what matters the most.
Being yucky to waiters is really like the absolute worst.
Yeah. But anyway.
What are you making for dinner?
Lentils, Dupuis. I'm actually kind of inspired to make some lentils.
Too.
I'm going to make some mujadara tonight for dinner. That sounds really good because it's kind of cold outside. We had this heat wave and now it's cold. I'm like, oh, that'll be really, really satisfying.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. Are you gonna two-pot it or one-pot it?
I'm gonna cross-reference that ottolenghi recipe because I remember that being really good.
Yeah,
and then I'm gonna cross-reference a few of them.
Yeah,
and maybe chart a path that way. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you going to do, you have your bolognese? Okay.
We have the bolognese. We're all set. It's also, I was like, gosh, starting dinner at this time, I was like, this is a habit I should definitely be in that I'm not in. Instead of like 5:30 being like, panic. I was like, I'm just going to have this thing of bolognese on the stovetop waiting for me.
All you have to do is cook the pasta.
Yeah.
Oh,
It'll
yum.
be good. Hopefully.
I'm sure it'll be delicious.
I mean, how bad can it be?
Right.
It'll be dinner. So.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, enjoy your nutritious, delicious lentil dinner.
Thank you. All right, great. Well, let's just talk soon.
Okay, sounds good. Till next time.
Bye.